Mace Hammertime. Mace Hammertime. Mace Hammertime. Mace Hammertime MMA Power Hour Show.
Welcome to the Mace Hammertime MMA Power Hour. Introducing your host, a man who needs no introduction, the living legend. He's a fighter, action star, male model, part-time baker, and sweet love maker. His victories too vast to count, his defeats stand at zero. He's the one, the only, the deadliest man in the known universe, Mace Hammertime. With your co-host, expert in training, Ronnie J. And the all-knowing, all-seeing Deuce Almighty. So strap in and get ready for the greatest show in combat sports, the Mace Hammertime MMA Power Hour.
Aloha, everybody!
Yeah.
Woo! Welcome to the Mace Hammertime MMA Power Hour Show. My name is Mace Hammertime. I am the deadliest man in the known universe. I'm currently 500-0, never been defeated, never been touched. But yeah, we're here with the experts Ronnie J and Deuce Almighty.
You know.
Episode 35, fellas.
Yeah, bro.
We're killing it.
We're talking
We're
blood
deep into the
feuds
vortex
and,
right
the
now.
vortex and the number 35. We should have recorded before we were recording because it was too good, but ultimately everything we talk about is awesome. We're here at the Beach Villa again, sunny Beach Villa. The weather's great. We got the Hound Dog here. We got Tuffy 5K in the house. We are hopped up on a lot of cataract medicine, ready to talk combat sports and everything in between. No idea what we're going to dive into. We had some plan to talk about blue belts though today and what that means and how it is to get a blue belt, and especially in jiu-jitsu. Now I'm a red stripe 15,000th degree black belt in jiu-jitsu, basically in everything. They created a special thing for me, but that's not the point here. The point is at some point I had to get my blue belt so we can talk about everybody's experience getting to that place. What do you think? You're on the cusp. You're on the cusp.
Bro, like the blue belt, I guess, is like the first step, like
to mastery for real.
Into saying like, yo, I do jujitsu. Like I have, you know what
It's
I mean?
an engagement ring with jiu-jitsu.
That's facts.
Facts.
Well, that's why so many
I think
people
that's
believe in
purple.
blue
It's a
belt.
promise
Purple.
ring.
I think it's a
Promise ring, like more like a
yeah.
high school promise ring.
They said
Yeah.
so like there's like 1% of the world does jujitsu. 10% of them like get their blue belt, and like 1% of them get their black belt.
Nice. Yeah, that's tough. It's like the elite of the elite with the grappling. So yeah. It's actually one of those things that in reality just takes time, you know.
Yeah.
Jiu-jitsu, I know that there are ultimately it's about, you know, you got to be able to apply those in reality, but you know, I'm sure there's plenty of black belts out there that aren't super competitive, but know a lot of the techniques and the technical aspects of things. And I think
at the
there's
end
a
of
lot
the
of
day,
value in that.
that's what it means. It's knowledge. It's about knowledge.
Yeah. You know, and it's interesting when you roll with people, the smarter they are, the more fun it is.
Yeah.
Actually, when you roll with somebody who's and you know, not super well versed in it, and it's just more, it's more like less grunting and a lot of muscle and just a lot of more, like, you know, people get smacked a lot more and elbows and whatnot. It's a little more out of control.
To the
Yeah,
face,
yeah.
man.
But you get with somebody who's at least, you know, a high level blue belt, purple belt, higher, and they start crabbing around on you and they're really good. You're like, oh, this is kind of interesting, because I'm like, it's physical, but then it
Yeah.
becomes a lot more like you feel like you're being tricked.
Yeah.
You know, if you
You
get
like
somebody,
you start getting lulled to sleep.
yeah,
you
and then
know
you
what I
start
mean?
like you could feel this person like doing something to you, and you can't. You're like, I can't stop this right now. What is happening?
Yeah.
I could feel this like particular thing happening to this particular part of my body. Now I feel like I'm going the right way here, but I seem like I'm falling more into their trap. That's kind of how it goes. But you know,
Shout out Noogie Nick.
he definitely
savage.
He definitely dove in. He's one of those guys who went really hard into jiu-jitsu.
Really hard, yeah.
Really hard. It could be a really good fighter all around, but you know, some people just don't like punching. And that's fine.
Or
too.
getting hit in their face.
They just
And,
don't.
like,
Yeah, but
for,
you know,
like,
you know,
yeah,
you know,
like,
to be
you don't
honest
have
with you
to get
though,
hit in your head to make money.
to be honest with you though, I don't buy that with him. I mean, I saw his ears; they look like hamburger.
Yeah.
doesn't care about his face
with,
that
I'm
much.
sparring with Nick.
He doesn't care about his face that much because his
Yeah.
ears look like he's been wrestling for like 30 years. And he's only been doing it for like a year. So I think that some people just like, I think he found his happy place.
That's crazy.
You
I've
know?
been wrestling for more 4+ years. I still don't have cauliflower.
I think you want, listen, if you want to get cauliflower ear, you can get it. It's not hard. In fact,
I'm
I think,
starting to get it, bro.
to be honest with
Like,
you, I
you,
think
you got to do your thing.
yeah, I think that people give it to themselves. I'm not going to lie. I think that people want it.
maybe. Yeah,
I'm
'cause I
not
don't try to
joking.
get it, but I do. Want
I
it.
don't think you're going to be mad if you get it, but I think after you get it, you're not going to want it.
Damn.
It's kind of like a bad tattoo, bro.
Damn.
You're stuck with that shit forever.
But
I'm
people
just
will know
saying,
you
dude,
can
it's not
scrap.
like, I mean, there's plenty of guys that are like, I wonder how many fighters don't have cauliflower ear. I know like guys like Joe Rogan doesn't have cauliflower ear. He wears headgear though.
Yeah, he does.
He
when
does wear headgear when he
jujitsu.
rolls. And I think there's like, but there's, like, I don't have a cauliflower ear. I don't really roll that much, but I've rolled my whole life and on and off. And I've never had an issue with my ears. So I think there's definitely times where my ear is going to get crunched or somebody's ear is going to get crunched and you got to do something about that. But I think you can avoid it if you really want to. You don't have to have it. There's plenty of guys rolling out there that do not have cauliflower ear. Plenty of high-level guys without cauliflower ear.
Yeah.
There's guys at the gym that don't have cauliflower that are like brown belts and whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What about that doctor? What's his name?
Our
Cash. He doesn't have cauliflower ear.
Yeah. Our newest.
You're
Lots
right.
of guys don't have
he
cauliflower
be
ear.
going crazy.
You're right. You're
Yeah.
right.
I mean, look at all the guys in the advanced class. I mean, how many of them actually have cauliflower ear? So you can get to a level. I mean, like I said, if you want to get cauliflower ear, you can get it.
You definitely gonna get it if you want it.
You want it, you can get it. And I think if you make it a career fighting, it's kind of like one of those things that guys do. But if you want to avoid it, you can 100% not get it. But regardless, enough about our medical expertise with cartilage and ears.
No, but like the blue belt, man.
Yeah, the blue belt thing. I think
I just want shout out to all the people that got their blue belt. Shout
Yep.
out Maddie and
Maddie
shout
and
out Boo Boo.
the deadliest couple on planet Earth.
Oh, yeah.
Facts.
That's so funny.
They are the
They're in
10%.
There's another couple out there they live with that's pretty tough too, though.
Yeah.
You see in a battle royale match would be awesome. But regardless, that must be that's a fun situation because you guys can all train whatever you want and get work in.
We get out.
You
we
actually
get
have a
after
gym,
it.
so
Yeah, we get
that's
after it.
how you do it.
Well,
man.
we don't really like roll too much, but like we definitely.
Well, nobody
hit
wants to
the
roll
bags
Boo Boo
and
now.
shit.
Who wants to
I'll
roll with him
roll.
now?
Me?
Dude, I don't know, man. I think he's
I'm
like
calling you out right now.
he's nerded. You know what? You know what happens, dude? This is now the fact you're thinking about old Boo Boo.
Yeah. Nah. No, I rolled with Boo Boo.
Yeah,
recently.
recently
He killed me. He
Yeah,
murdered
it was
me.
like that
It was-
guy. Like he's
It was not pleasant.
super athletic, and he hated. I know he didn't want to do. I know he didn't want to wrestle. He wasn't super stoked on it to begin with. But then
He got
once,
good at it though.
So Johnny Buck, he forces your hand a little bit, and once he made him, he's like, "You're going to be an instructor now. You're going to do this. And
That's crazy.
you have to." And guess what? It's worked out for him because now he's pretty dang slick, and he's going to keep his blue belt. And a blue belt, I think you keep for probably the longest out of any belt. I think the blue belt is when you have the longest because once you get to purple belt, you're basically a bad black belt. That's kind of how it goes. Your
That's
knowledge
crazy.
is there. It's true. So most
Mm.
people have their blue belt, I think, for like 5 years. It's a long one to keep and the hardest one to get rid of. Easiest to get, hardest to get rid of.
Two people actually got their purple belts this past weekend too, but they've only been blue belts for like a year and a half, 2
No
years.
kidding.
Because they're that consistent. That's why.
It is the consistency.
Yeah.
Shout out Robert, shout out Devin.
Bro,
Yeah.
y'all are
Devin,
savages.
Devin,
Devin kicked my ass last time I sparred.
no kidding.
That was crazy.
He's worked at it though, man.
Yeah, in the gym
He-
consistently.
Yeah.
like 4 or 5 times a week.
He's like that.
Yeah, and you know what's so funny is what's interesting, and I you go to some of the jiu-jitsu classes, they are hard for about 20 minutes. The rest of the class is a lot of you're instructing, you're learning a lot, you drill a
Mhm.
lot
Oh my
because
God.
at Rogue it's a lot of drilling. Like you get 5 minutes to work just one simple position back and forth and kind of work through things and understand the positions really well. Then they go situational. Then you got live rolls at the end, and it's as hard as you want to go. So it's very informative. Great school.
Mm-hmm.
Great school, especially for just for everybody,
For people who just want to be with good fucking people. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
yeah. So it really is a true melting pot of Asheville.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so let's talk about some professional shit going on. What's going on?
Bro, Super Bond got knocked out this past week.
Chingiz Alizov is that guy.
Yeah, how
He
that
really
was.
is.
That was fucking crazy.
He
And
got
what did that
dropped.
fight look like?
So-
What went down?
He got dropped
so it was a
3 times.
lot
It
of hard
crazy.
shots. It was insane.
Now, was it
man.
competitive for a while? Or did he just get his ass
Not
whooped?
really. He got beat the fuck
no,
up,
so like
but
yeah,
it was
he
rough.
won. It was a 10. Did he drop in the first round? No, it was a
last round. And he was like,
后手直拳，
fight.
熊草见犯规了，
Just
裁判
it was
来
in they did it in a cage. But they
你
have
第二
MMA
次啊，
gloves.
再犯规
No,
了，
this-
当天
Nah,
晚
he's
上
he's
是
restricted
体
boxing.
Oh,
not
okay.
Muay Thai.
bro.
No Muay Thai. I kind of want to, I would,
total.
I think kickboxing would be fun.
好像是被
Well,
压着还是
You
怎么着？
know, kickboxing isn't as fun as Muay Thai.
高潮
是有一些这个建设力，漂亮。
Like, yeah, I would,
有点晃了吗？
It's more
后手
dynamic.
被
I
对
would
方
say.
举拳挡住了，
The
好手
ability,
哇
the ability to
奇妙，能不能站起来？
yeah,
有点晃，
the ability to punch, throw elbows,
向我走直线，能走直线啊，把拳套撑地的地方在体位上
It's
擦
a
一
lot,
下
I。guess, more like.
No,
this.
I think actually kickboxing a lot more fun.
在中
You
间，
think so?
I think it's a lot more fun.
Yeah, because it's more like I said, it's more dynamic. Like you do waste a lot of
走
energy.
直线，
Lot of larger movement.
拳头在体位上
That's
擦
how
一
you
下。
get tired. You can
右
just
手
clench it and fuck somebody up.
好，提拳，
追击，
好，直打，
That was
中途
bad.
连续
He
That
should
was
have, he should have
bad.
stopped it after the last knockdown. Though. He
It's kick. You gotta fall 3 times.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so what else happened on anything else in that card that was interesting? Because I know there's
So it was a lot of dropouts.
no shit.
Yeah,
It's not a good
well,
look
it was,
for
it was
one.
like 2.
Yeah,
But
I
it
know
ended up
Hamilton.
being a better fight. So Supergirl ended up fighting Sam Fairtech.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and that was a fucking good ass fight.
Who won that one?
I feel like Supergirl got robbed a little bit.
Okay, I was about to see where your head was at. Yeah, she
I
definitely
feel
got
like
robbed.
Supergirl got robbed.
She won all those rounds. I rewatched it twice at work.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it was like it.
got robbed. That's why I don't leave it to the judges. That's why we never leave it to the judges.
No.
Always, always hunting. That sucks for Supergirl.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess but it'll be alright. I guess she's like too young. Too.
Yeah. You know, that's why she got 300 fights now for Thailand. Man.
Now she has a very little for like time.
I mean, I keep you know, I think
70
yeah.
That's low.
Yeah, because I think they're like this newer generation where they're getting women
It's
into
more. It's
different
probably more like
sports.
circumstances where you're born into. To be honest with you, you have to
Yeah.
start fighting when you're 3 because your family's not poor. Maybe she comes from a different background where she was able to do. Like, there's levels of people everywhere. So not everybody would hand them out.
Yeah, I think she was
Yeah, there's definitely people who have regular lives there. They don't, like I said before, they're doing regular things. So she may have been brought up in a different environment and allowed her to get more, you know, on a professional type track. It definitely gives people out there to do that. Because Jag went over and fought a guy that's like, a guy that's got
200
200 fights. And that's just that's been his life, So that guy will never be on a one championship card or anything like that. It's going to be always fighting in the regional scene, and that's how he makes money. But who knows? But it sucks that she got her robbed like that.
Yeah, it'd be like that.
Yeah,
A lot of good fights on that card.
I
don't wanna
take
run
fuck that. Chinese dude. It was awful.
Oh yeah, that guy's
Like there was a before and after. Like before the dude was just like smiling, and after he was just blood. He was still smiling, but he was all blood. He was cut up.
just when they hit people with this, you can see that the reaction from people is different. And it's so strange because like we talk about strength and everything all the time, but as we all know, it's all
Overeem
Bro.
wants to get in that open weight Grand Prix.
is he?
Yes,
He's trying to
Yes.
get in. Yeah.
There we go.
you mentioned it.
There we go.
Rod Tang versus
Why would
Overeem.
people not? I told you.
Wolverine was really gonna get in this shit.
Right.
you know?
Overeem's really gonna get whooped first round. Rod Tang is knocking him out third round.
He could have people down on his shoulders. That is not gonna
Bro,
work.
actually on this one championship card this past weekend, Mike bro, he ripped
yeah.
Nike lock or some shit like that. He ripped the dude's knee, all the CLs, and he broke his ankle.
He's
That's
just tap. It's not that. It's not.
you want to know
punching.
something though?
He's
Like,
Mongolian.
yeah, you want to know something else?
They're great
Like,
grapplers.
like the truth is, he might have ripped it without even knowing. Like before. He
No,
even,
they knew.
Yeah, it was.
They knew.
bruised.
You could hear it. It
And he was just sitting there taking it.
Yes, bro. Trying to get out, got back out, like got back in it. It was wild.
He
It
was
a lot of
standing up
exchanges.
after the.
Yeah, but
match,
you
too.
will. But dude, for jujitsu,
for jujitsu.
how much was on the line there? How much cash was for?
I mean,
how much money are you gonna make from a jujitsu match?
exactly. One pays
Holy
the jiu-jitsu
shit.
champions good,
Like
but like
good,
it's still
listen,
not.
I'd like to find
crazy.
out what they paying like jujitsu guys to come play jujitsu in front of people, because that's when everybody goes to get beer. Then now, this is when everybody takes a beer break. I'm not joking.
No, you're definitely fucking right. But
Like
I
nobody.
guess it's niche. It's for the people who really enjoy it.
This is literally a beer break. I'm trying to. People don't really like. I watch some of it because I love all the martial arts, but I can watch maybe one jujitsu match a night.
well, there was only one.
Thank goodness. There wasn't Gary. Didn't Gary Tonin have one or whatever as well? Was there another?
I thought that was a
Kickboxing?
MMA match.
MMA.
Regardless,
like,
Yeah, and right now,
Yeah, that looks
he's
very,
still in
very
there, but
comfortable.
he's tough, man.
Oh,
He's
thank
doing a
God.
good job,
That's
like you said. Taking the pressure off the knee and putting that leg there, trying to push on the flesh with that extra leg.
He's getting like, you're losing your leg for a nerd.
Dr. Tony has that knee
Nerds down there.
Man.
And you can see the binder in there was doing a good.
When people think that, like, they walk in to see that guy walk, they're like, I wonder if I can beat this guy up. He's like a nerd.
That'll be the worst mistake.
But really, do you think? Okay,
he's gonna get on the ground.
Yeah, but
scoot to you.
Yeah, like Ronnie would whoop that guy's ass. Like you'd beat him up. He couldn't get his hands.
If there was punching involved,
of course, that's what I'm saying. If
okay,
you beat that guy up like a little kid.
Yeah, it's different though. Like me, Mikey grapple, like Gordon Ryan has problems getting Mikey's guard. Like
totally. Like that's not like, but like that's not how. Like if that guy came up to you, that little nerd, I just clock him. Like, you never been punched, bro. Everybody's like leg locking people, laughing like a little demon. How about I fucking stand up and crack you in the fucking face?
Yeah.
Got you laughing, man.
Jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta get out of it. You gotta get out.
No, I'm just saying. I think those guys are funny, man.
Yeah.
Because it's like this thing, like there's
but he's like a nerdy dude. He's not.
I know that, but he also in his mind, that guy is definitely he's. You have to think that way. He thinks he's unbeatable, guaranteed.
Oh yeah, that's
he's a high level championship guy, dude, and he's got a mindset. But in reality, he's probably, a couple punches, that leg lock ain't gonna do shit.
Oh, for sure.
He's like, leg lock, hammer fist, like this.
Yeah, a couple hammer fists, you're like a white belt again.
Leg lock, yeah, you're done. So I think it's all fun and games, but like he's awesome at 3-point shots. Like it's pretty.
Ngannou isn't in the UFC no more.
I respect him.
Good.
I respect that. That was a very smart move by Francis, to be honest with you. Now, apparently, the word on the street, because I'm the insider's insider, is that Francis Ngannou turned down $8 million a fight in his next contract. Now, $8 per fight, $8 million per fight. Now, I'm not sure if that's, like the sources are wishy-washy, but if that's the case, he didn't want money. He wanted to get other things guaranteed. So he's very much a guy that
he's thinking.
Well, he wanted health insurance. He wanted a couple other little things, but health insurance is another thing. And he's very much trying to go for the unionization of the fighters. He wants that. And then there's a bunch of moving parts. We talked about the Ali Act last time and a bunch of things like that. But he, he's already been approached by Jake Paul apparently for a fight deal, boxing matches. He's probably going to make at least $8 million on each of those fights.
I think he can win a couple before he fights anybody like crazy.
Doesn't even matter if he wins or not. He's going to get go back to the UFC. That's the whole thing. It doesn't matter. Like if he goes and does his own thing and boxes and pro wrestles or whatever the fuck he does, he's still like in 5 years going to walk right back into the UFC and jump right into the heavyweight division immediately. And they're going to totally accept him because
he was the champion.
He was a champ. He's so smart. Test the wall. Make some life-changing money. Get what you want. And have more leverage as well. If he comes back and he's very wealthy, he's got a lot of leverage. He doesn't have to sign any contract without stipulation. So I think at the end, you're going to see Francis Ngannou as a representative of a lot of fighters. His story is incredible. His life is incredible. He's a fighter. He's a very sincere individual, I believe. And he's very honest, I think. And when people talk about seeing struggles in their life, he's one of them. That dude deserves every penny he's going to get.
Yeah.
Because his story's cool. But and it doesn't really matter. Like you said, the UFC will take him back, and the heavyweight division is always, I don't know, whatever.
Trash.
It's got a couple good guys. It's about to get really good though.
Yeah, John fucking Jones.
Well, I mean, hang on. But one more thing before we come to John Jones. What do you guys think about him now? Do you think it's a good move for him?
Yeah. It depends.
I think. Oh, you say what you're saying.
It depends on the moves he makes at this point.
Yeah. But what do you think his next step is for him? He could. He fights even. He's gonna have a hard time against real good boxers like Ruiz, like guys that box. Those guys are good. Like Tyson Fury will box him up.
Mm-hmm.
And Francis can always hit. But Tyson Fury's also been hit by the Bronze Bomber.
No, that ain't the same.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. Deontay Wilder hit fucking.
You right. I don't know why.
His bigger gloves. His bigger gloves too, and he's knocking people out consistently.
That's all that dude's got. I mean, he's not a good boxer, dude. He's pretty much like a longer, version of Francis Ngannou. Like, he just waits for that one thing. I would love to see those guys box.
I think Francis Ngannou is more of a combination puncher, though.
I think Ngannou improves.
I think so.
Like he's not one, like, I don't want to shit on Wilder, but like he's just kind of like a reinvented version of the same thing every time.
Totally.
But Ngannou changes. Like, he adds to the game. Like, when he fucking lost to Stipe the first time, like, got taken to the ground a bunch, right?
Yeah, he did a little soul searching after that,
and then came back and wrestled. Like, you know what I mean?
He definitely shucked his ass off that time. It was completely different.
And he was like a blue belt.
Yeah.
He was definitely still a white belt. You know what I mean? But he was in the gym. And that's what I think is different. I'm not saying Deontay Wilder's not in the gym, but he was open to improving and to changing the game.
And he has resources to focus on boxing.
We all know that Wilder's one pony. But that would be a fight that I would love to see, is Wilder against Ngannou. That'd be awesome.
I think he should do whatever he wants for like the next 2 years. Train for like a year, then fucking just start taking all.
He's gonna do celebrity boxing matches against like people that think they have a shot. Dude, I love it.
Paul,
dude, because that'll never.
I don't want him to hurt nobody, bro.
Yeah,
I do. What you mean?
Who? Listen,
Put them in their place.
out of all the internet morons out there, maybe some rapper or who
a bodybuilder. It would be a bodybuilder.
Rick Ross.
I'm 100.
Dude, listen. If Suge Knight was out of prison, he would have. Suge Knight would have fought him. You guys know Suge Knight?
Yeah.
Yes. 100% would have fought him. That would be awesome. But anyway, that's never gonna happen. The Rock. The Rock has a contract, a stipulation in his contract to never lose a fight on screen.
What the?
There's that, but who else has that? Vin Diesel, and so does every like action star. They have stipulations where they cannot lose fights in their contracts in every movie. So in the Fast and the Furious, apparently there's never an altercation of those two guys at the same time with The Rock and Vin Diesel because they can't.
They fought once in the movie.
And it was a draw. Yeah, of course. So that's funny. Who would now nobody can fight? Then what's BKFC on a lot of money too? Tons,
bro.
Don't do that one.
Nah, because somebody's gonna be jumping up the trial.
No, I don't like, bro. That I feel like you can't really like care about yourself that much if you don't do KFC.
Dude, that shit's
there's a level of self hate.
It's a certain breed of dudes that do it though. Like,
I know.
It's almost like you can see the ones that are built for it and then the ones that are there for money.
Yeah, there
are guys who are made for BKFC. Like there are dudes who just are like, dude, Chris Lieben, he's made.
And he's winning.
He's like, it was like MMA was cool for him. Like all wrestling, but then BKFC also came to it in his life. He's like, this is exactly what I'm supposed to do. He looks like he'd be on the poster. You know what I mean? Like there's certain guys that I think it's good for, and they're all about it. Who else just fucked somebody up? Oh, dude, Jimmy Rivera.
Yeah,
fuck that dude up. Jimmy Rivera is a motherfucker at BKFC because he fought the number 2 dude and he fucked him up.
Joe Riggs.
Joe Riggs is a motherfucker at BKFC. Yes, and then Mike Perry's a motherfucker at BKFC. There's some guys that you just, and it's like,
was winning.
it's just like those kind of dudes. Those guys want that skill to just like, take it. They could just walk through it and just like they don't care about the face. They don't care about anything. Check for money. So who do you? Okay, so back to the heavyweight though. So we got John Jones and Cyril Gahn that are now going to take over for Ngannou's absence. I don't think it's going to go well for Cyril Gahn, but and somebody leaked that, didn't they?
Yeah, bro. When I saw that, I was like,
it was a mistake. When I saw it, I was like, "What the hell is happening?"
someone's getting fired.
I was like, "That's a good story, though," and I don't know if that was leaked.
Probably not. I don't think they'd allow.
No, Dana
No.
said it in an interview. He was
that
like,
guy's a liar.
"He is.
Oh
he
my
is,
God.
But we can
That's
only go with that."
He's the P.T. Barnum of fighting. Come on, dude. Like that guy.
That's a really cool.
Like,
That's a crazy
I
reference.
just don't feel like you wouldn't start promoting a fight in March and January.
He totally. That's not.
Like it's 8 weeks away. You know what I mean? Like
I'm just saying,
that's a fight camp.
We can theorize, but like he said that it was a mistake.
I know, but and on top of that, like he had John Jones has this whole series with Cejudo that's just
I know.
like right away.
It's not.
It happened the day after it got
You know,
leaked.
see what I'm saying? Like, bro, as a video creator, bro, it don't take like 2 seconds. To make shit.
Yeah.
Not that high quality. Not that high quality.
Because it was in depth too. Like
It's some good shit.
they
bro.
didn't show any sparring or nothing, but they just showed like a bunch of conversations that didn't happen over the last few hours. Like,
Yeah, that's all shit. Like I said, Dana White is not. He's a smart guy. I mean, not to go too far into him, but like nobody even talks about the slap anymore. He just says like, "What slap?" Nothing.
Bro, fuck it Friday is crazy.
He just
he did it.
Just saying, yo, he got that fucking Friday make people forget about everything.
He was like,
man.
damn, that shit look good.
Damn.
He's like, whatever. I'm doing
Friday.
press conferences. I already apologized. Fuck you. We're moving on.
He made his wife. He didn't make her.
Well, all I'm saying is
She
like
apologized too.
that dude is, if you love him or hate him, he's the perfect man for that job. All I'm saying right now, in reality, that guy is.
Bro, him and Vince McMahon are like they're
They're-
up there, bro.
Oh my
Yeah.
god!
Yeah.
They're up there.
Yeah.
Yo,
Vince
oh my
McMahon is
God.
back in action too. Like he doesn't give a shit. Like, he's like, I'll just kind of get right back in here.
Remember when Vince McMahon faked his death? Like, he got in that limousine that blew up.
He's one of the smartest guys that's ever lived in America.
That shit crazy.
Like what a genius. Like just super. The fact that you could take that shit that seriously is fucking awesome. Like guys oiled up, playing characters that are ridiculous
Yeah.
in a male soap opera that is so over the top and campy, but they take it so fucking serious that it turned into $1 billion enterprise. It's unbelievable. It's theater at its finest. Those act like Ric Flair is the greatest wrestler of all time. I'm just going to tell everybody, and the greatest shit talker in any sport period of all time. Ric Flair is the all-time. Not dude. Ric Flair wins because he's the greatest shit talker that's ever existed in any sport.
I mean, yeah, that's
better than anybody. There's
that's
nobody who's
pretty
good at
big, though. That's a pretty big, like.
There's dude, you cannot on the fly in the heat of the moment. How many times that guy's got hours of smack talk that's just like so good. The legend.
Stone Cold Steve?
Not even close to Ric Flair. Ric Flair is the greatest shit talker in all of sports.
No, actually, I'm gonna give you that because like he is one of the most referenced wrestlers.
You just can't, dude. I can't even believe the promos he cuts, all the shit in the ring when he's talking shit. Like I was like, it seems like it's real, but it's all fake. But he's able to do it, manufacture this story on the fly with insults and like the shit is out of hand. And but he took this shit so seriously. This is what I'm talking about. These guys with these like pro wrestling is insane because it's really dangerous.
Yeah,
like, it's dangerous as fuck.
Dangerous as fuck.
Like when they slam fucking what's his name, Mankind off the top of the shit onto the fucking thing, like it was like the farthest slam of all time. It was off the top of the steel.
Off of the steel cage.
That was
he must have been going crazy
pavement.
while he was falling, bro.
No,
some
listen,
shit like that.
no safety,
Or on
no
the
nothing.
ladder.
No nothing. No safety or anything. Just right under the back of that table. Now, there's a skill in that, but you know, when those guys work, they're like essentially professional stuntmen. And that's what it comes down to. Like,
Bro, how the fuck did he do that?
you have to land the right way, and just he's probably got fucking hurt. Like he
broke a couple things.
He's probably
a couple ribs.
It was for the show, baby. But also Mick Foley did really well as a professional wrestler.
Yeah,
he was a top draw and really famous for a while. And
I follow him.
It's interesting to it's interesting to watch people's careers in professional wrestling because it's guys start off with just nothing and they have to come up with a character and ride that character, and guys try all kinds of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Scott Hall was just Scott Hall for the longest time until we became Razor Ramon.
Yeah.
And that was, because Vince McMahon was like, needed to come up with a gimmick. And it's just interesting how, like Hulkamania was nuts.
Yeah.
You guys it was nuts. There was never a bigger pro wrestler ever than Hulk Hogan at that time. You guys have to understand, dude, the characters they had at that time would not be allowed at this point. Right?
I know.
Like the Iron Sheik, not allowed. Right? The Iron Sheik used to spit on the flag and say, dude, the people in the crowd were so angry that they literally wanted to actually kill him. Because he was it was like him and this Russian guy, and this is when there was a lot of heat with the United States and Russia.
Mm-hmm.
And he used to sing the Russian anthem. They'd spit on the ground and say and it was and then Hulk Hogan at Madison Square Garden got out of the camel clutch, which was Iron Sheik's finishing move.
Mm-hmm.
People were fucking crazy.
And then he got out of it. He pinned Iron Sheik with his big leg, and then Hulkamania just went nuts. Yeah. Saturday morning cartoons, people just went off the fucking charts, and pro wrestling was the biggest shit ever. But that kind of ended when NWO took over and all the Attitude Era took over and all that stuff. Because that's
when I grew up.
Well,
that's when I grew up.
All the people that were little kids though that watched Hulk Hogan as a cartoon, they're like, we can't keep him as his character, so they reinvented him for the same people as they became adults. It was a genius move. Again, crazy stuff that Vince McMahon was able to see, because he couldn't keep on doing the characters in the 80s were out of control. They're just the most stereotypically horrible stereotypes of all time.
For sure.
And but they're cartoonish as fuck. But then, I stopped, I really stopped following pro wrestling after about 1994. But so I don't know anything after 2000s. And then when John Cena came on, it was I have no idea what he was about. I was like, this guy looks like Woodstock 99 shit out of Baby, and this is him. It was the ultimate basic American dude, right? It's just
he was
what was his deal, dude?
He was a rapper. He was
crazy.
He was a wrestler.
Originally,
because he had the long shorts, right?
No, but originally he had just
the single or the
just I forget what those shits are called.
The Speedo,
but just the Speedo originally.
Yeah.
And then he wasn't marketable enough. And then he came back out as this gangster, white dude with the big chain, and then he changed the belt to the spinner belt,
and we loved it.
I grew up on that. I hated John Cena.
Love that. I'm
a Rey Mysterio dude.
He was goated too. I love Kofi Kingston.
Kofi Kingston. I like.
Yeah, this is why I have no idea about any of this time.
Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy.
Yeah,
it was wild. I was really watching that shit with my dad.
Well, pro wrestling guy. I mean, it's such a wild. If you watch, there's a lot of content online. You can watch guys telling stories. Owen Hart, he fell and died.
Yeah,
he fell during the live pay-per-view. He fell and died.
And they had to cut it off because he stopped moving and everybody was looking
he was coming in as the Blue Blazer or the Blue Blazer, I think he was, or some shit like that, or whatever the fuck he was, and they dropped him off his harness broke, and he fucking fell and broke his neck right in the ring in front of 30,000 people in Calgary or some shit like that. So then the next night they had a pay-per-view. They had to do another one. The Survivor Series was the next night. Because that's how WWE. It's they gig every night.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was nuts. Owen Hart was it's weird how there's these pro wrestling families though, the Hart families and the Gagne families, and there's I don't know if you guys ever heard of the Von Erich family, but 4 of the 5 Von Erich brothers are dead.
Yeah, you told me about this.
That story's nuts. I think there's an ESPN 30 for 30 about it. It's an incredible story.
Yeah.
But 4 of the 5 brothers have passed away.
Damn. But I'm liking the resurgence with AEW, All Elite Wrestling.
And
that's fucking man, what's his name? not. Is it Goldberg's son? What's Goldberg's son name?
I don't know. Oh,
I have no clue.
Oh man.
you ever see Goldberg with hair?
Yes.
It's funny as shit. He was a pro
Yeah.
football player though. He played for the Bengals, and then he got hurt. A lot of guys in I wouldn't say a lot of guys, but there's some pro football players that's happened to that have
Going to pro wrestling. I was about to say
Lex
that.
Luger was like that, and Kurt Angle was Kurt Angle is one of those guys that they always talk about doing MMA.
Yeah, because he was a badass.
He was at
gold
that
medalist.
dude. Yeah, he won a gold medal with a broken neck. Yeah, that guy's no joke. But it's all about money. You go to WWE and you just make so much money just doing that job. It's hard to think about going into the fight. Brock Lesnar, bless his soul, was able to kind of make that change, and he had some success as an MMA fighter for sure. I think once people figured out what to do with him, it wasn't too bad. And his gut injury really fucked him up.
I'm still mad about him beating Mark Hunt, but it is what it is.
Why? Mark Hunt's not good, dude.
Mark Hunt is the greatest.
My God, dude.
You're a hater.
I'm not. I am a hater. I'm being realistic about Mark Hunt. He's okay.
He's more than okay. He's the greatest.
He's the greatest. He's the greatest large.
You know how you feel about Ric Flair. This is how I feel about Mark Hunt.
Really feel
so
that way
leave me alone.
You really do?
I do. It's not really the UFC Mark Hunt. It's the Mark Hunt I watched in K1, like on YouTube when I was a kid and shit. It's two different. I know it's two different people.
Yeah,
but it's like,
very different people.
I can't separate them. He was a savage.
Yeah, definitely. But you're going to be a K1 champion too, so.
Oh yeah, 3 times.
But yeah, so pro wrestling though, is I had the honor of seeing Andre the Giant perform one time. Yeah, it's great.
Rest in peace to him.
R.I.P. Well, Vince is my buddy, so that's why we got the championship belt here. He sent it over that one time.
So Piotr Jan is fighting Marab.
I don't know if that's a good fight for Piotr. I think Piotr might lose.
Yeah, it's a 5-rounder though, so like, who knows?
Marab didn't look that good his last fight, honestly.
Yeah, he just held Jose against the fence. Which
do y'all
think
Cormier commentates at the John Jones fight?
Absolutely. They don't. They're too old, Brad. Like, there's.
You think John Jones gonna call him pussy again?
No,
I don't think I don't think they're even on the radar with each other like that,
bro. It's like
it's one's retired, one's not.
One's in his 30s.
One could clearly fuck the other guy up right now. Badly.
Yeah, it's
like John Jones is peaking, and then Daniel Cormier's eating chicken and hanging out and not golfing.
They chilling,
golfing and doing whatever he does. So I think that beef is. I wouldn't say it's gone, but I would definitely say it's not a thing. What's he gonna do? Oh, dude. First off, John Jones whipped his ass.
Yeah. On steroids.
All things considered, he's just I think Daniel Cormier could do a really good job of separating the two and do a good job of calling the fight. Yeah, and there's nothing like somebody that whooped your ass whooping somebody else's ass that makes you feel better about yourself.
Yeah,
So
because if I'm being real,
if John Jones beats the shit out of all these guys, Daniel Cormier in his mind is like,
exactly.
So makes me feel better.
Because I was just about to say that because DC would be. I feel like DC would.
I just wanted to start some trouble.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I think talk your shit, bro. Do your thing.
I think. When is that fight's going to be in Las Vegas?
4th.
Probably
March 4th.
So if it's in Las Vegas or Los Angeles, Cormier will call that because he calls all the ones with Rogan and Anik. Although Felder's been growing on me. Felder's a good commentator.
Because he really does his homework.
Yeah, he's a good commentator. And I like all the commentators. We talked about this before. I think Sanko is the most knowledgeable of all of them. To be honest with you,
yeah,
she super knows everything.
It's her, and then
she's like a purple belt.
She knows everything about she knows all these details, and she's really smart. Smart person when it comes to fighting. But then
Timo Ballerina.
Gotcha.
It's like she has just enough actual fighting experience.
I feel Bisping's always dogging her. But Bisping's
I feel that too.
He's always dogging Sanko.
Because he used to do that to Karen Bryant.
Yeah.
And then I don't know what happened. I feel like she got on his ass.
Bro, he tries to do that to Dominic Cruz as well.
Yeah.
I think he does it to everybody around him. He's kind of a dick like that. But
yeah, maybe
but
he's a dick.
he really does lay it, and I think it's kind of I think he's
So
like
you one-eyed ass? Oh, my bad.
I think he's a lovable dick though. People like him, they put up with
Yeah.
him. But I think like, and they're like, oh, fucking Bisbee again.
Kind of like Sean Strickland.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I told you that.
Yeah.
It's well, I think that
Damn,
when
they might be the same person. Like he's British, but that like makes up for his trashy accent.
it
You know
does.
what I mean?
It does. Yeah. So, but I think Dominic Cruz is I think when Dominic Cruz works with Joe Rogan, they kind of butt heads a little bit. I think that Dominic Cruz is a real know-it-all.
True, bro.
And
remember when he wrote down like Dwayne Ludwig's combos while he was like instructing for the bro? That shit was crazy.
well, yeah, I think Rogan is all. I love Joe Rogan as an MMA commentator.
Same.
I really do. You
Oh,
know,
show.
Especially when it goes to the ground, because like no one goes into detail like he does. Really.
and he also like when people say stupid shit on air, like the other guys, he's like, I don't think so.
Yeah,
Like, he
he's
says,
like,
no, that's totally not. No, what are you talking about? And I think that's funny because he does that on his podcast as well, and I think that's that adds a lot to it. Because I remember the one time Dominic Cruz said he's just down there when Conor was getting smashed by Khabib, and he's like, he's just trying to wear him out. He's like, I don't think he has a choice, dude.
Yeah.
Like, what are you seeing here? Like, what?
I'm still riding a high on that victory because I proved everybody wrong. I kept saying Khabib's gonna win.
I knew he was going to win too. I was like, I don't think there's any other way. But that's when people were still Conor nut riders. So
Yeah.
and McClellan hasn't done shit then except for get bulked up on steroids. What else is going on in the UFC? What anything or MMA? What you got? Any other hot topics? Some nuclear topics?
Really? There's just a lot of fucking good ass fights coming up.
What do you think? This
Yeah.
card coming up.
Teixeira
Yeah.
Hill,
Okay, let's dive into that one a little bit because
Every
gosh,
fight on there is a banger.
you know what's so funny about
yeah, UFC 283 is like next Friday. Or like,
Yeah.
I said next Friday. That's
Saturday.
like in 2 days.
Saturday night. I think it's going to be a better, every time you get these really superstar cards that you have a lot of expectations. I don't have a lot of expectations from this one, but there's a lot of moving parts here. They're going to send a lot of reverberations through a lot of the divisions.
And he's on the early prelims, if that tells you anything.
Yeah. Oh, no kidding.
Well,
Well,
yeah, no, I
that's
think
how
I
stacked this
think
card
that's
is.
some bullshit, but yeah.
It's
Well,
a stat card. They like it's
Yeah,
just
yeah. I
yeah,
don't
but who
wanna hear
could?
that
Yeah,
shit.
dude.
Fuck them.
Who could he replace on it ahead? Like, what
I
would be-
mean, I don't know 90% of these people.
oh bro.
a lot of
Come
Brazilians
you don't
on the
know
card.
Jilton Almeida? He's killing the heavyweight.
Oh, another
division right
Almeida?
now. Yeah.
Oh, geez.
So
I'm
many.
lying.
They're
lying.
killing
I
them.
know.
They're-
I know a bunch of these people. Okay, this is a good ass
See, I
card.
told you. You didn't
Never
even
mind.
look. You
No,
didn't-
I was
Bruh.
looking, but I was like, these names aren't like when I started seeing the pictures and like looking at them. I was
You was
like,
like, oh
shit.
yeah.
I think
Yeah,
Jamal.
Cody
That's how I
Staman's
recognize
fighting.
people too.
I think Jamal Hill gets overwhelmed and loses. I think he gets overwhelmed at the moment.
if he doesn't end it in round one, he's gonna get. Yeah,
I don't think he's
see that
gonna
happen.
because he's fought at the Apex a bunch of times. This is for the championship. This is in Brazil. I think Glover's really relaxed,
Yeah.
and I think Glover wins. Just telling
Unless
you.
something weird happens.
I don't know, man. I think
would
Jamal-
have to
listen,
take something
I
crazy.
it's like so. I think this is gonna be like when he's in that arena, and they're like, "We will kill you," and they're fucking. The lights are on. I think Glover's gonna be very relaxed because Glover's at the. Again, embedded tells you everything you need to know.
Bro, he's chilling.
He's just like, dude, I'm gonna go take care of business. I'm feeling good, baby.
Man was talking about how beautiful the country. He didn't say anything about the fight. He was just talking about how
he's
beautiful
at
the
that
country
level.
was.
He's at that level, and I think Jamal Hill he's never left the country.
Yeah.
He's running around the beach, caught up in the moment. I think it might be a little bit too much for him, and I think he could probably come back and do better from it. But I think this is going to be a tough one for Jamal Hill in a way. But
I mean, he showed with Paul Craig that like losses
Paul
only
Craig,
make him better.
yeah, Paul Craig is is not even close to what
that's facts.
Glover Teixeira is. Glover
That's
Teixeira
facts.
is a real fucking warrior.
Bro.
That being said, Jamal Hill goes in there and does the does what he's supposed to do in Rio. Jamal Hill's the truth. Then
Yeah,
this is a big deal. This is
I like this fight.
well, like
Bro,
205.
I like as a black dude, dog. Jamal Hill, dog. He's
bro.
from a certain place, and
I like
don't
him.
know. It's gonna be like a wild fight.
I like him, and I think he's.
I hope it goes well for him.
I think he
Yeah.
can. I don't think that Jamal Hill won't be the champion at 205.
Yeah, it's
I just-
205.
I just think, man, this is a big deal for him, and this is the two ways it's going to go. Is he's going to get fucked up.
And I'm not saying first round, bro. I think he can go 5. And I think he can use pace, and like he's not a shitty grappler. He's not a shitty striker, but I do think his hands are low.
He's a better striker than Glover.
I
think he's a better striker than Glover.
We are very much mindset guys here, though. You know, so like again, we're talking about like, do I think he can do it? I think he's actually a better fighter than Teixeira. I think he's a better athlete. He's younger. He should win.
I agree with those last 2 points.
But it's like, does he have the mind to go into this situation once the moments are on, the lights are on? This is what I love so much about fighting more than anything else. Is somebody ready to go to battle? This is where Jamal Hill cements himself as a legitimate 205-pound motherfucker. If he goes into Rio and he beats that motherfucker, because that dude is the former champion. He is a legend of the sport in his backyard in a hostile environment. Let's go, Jamal Hill. Let's go. I think he can do it. I think he can. This is a big deal. This is where the metal hits the meat and the men are separated from the boys right now. So good for him. Let's see if he rises to the occasion. What's the other? What else is going on in that fight?
Figueiredo and Brandon Moreno.
Oh, we talked about that. Jesus.
Yo, I'm actually the more I see like the embeddeds and shit, I'm more excited about it.
It's gonna be a good.
Figueiredo is in shape.
Yeah,
like he came in shape.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. He's not like dropping down. He's like already ready.
No, these guys are.
I still got Moreno.
I think I want Moreno to win, but like Figueiredo, bro, he looks ready.
Deuce, this is your future.
Yeah,
I mean, this is gonna be where like this is.
I hit hard,
and also, but you do, and like,
I have a lot of range, so like I can't wait for these moments, but I won't be fighting these dudes.
You might be catching Figueiredo at the end of his career, or Moreno like be like, yeah, Moreno's like. I think gatekeeper status. You're on the rise up,
top 15.
Also, you're beating the shit. Also, one day you're gonna be knocked on beating the shit out of Brandon Moreno. Imagine that.
Facts.
Because at one point, I mean, like it's gonna be true. Kai Car France gonna be beating the fuck out of him.
Yeah, no, that's Then there's Gilbert Burns, Neil Magny.
That's gonna be a fighter's fight, the kind that the real fans want. Neil Magny is. I can't believe that guy has not made. I can't believe hasn't been in a championship fight.
Yeah,
he's had so many wins.
He's got the most ever in the welterweight history, right? He's got more than George St. Pierre.
Something close to that.
Yeah, he's got the most. I thought.
He has the most. He has the record.
Damn.
Yeah, and he's fought a lot of motherfuckers, man.
And
who has he lost to? That's what I'm more interested in, like who he's lost to, because I think he's had some lame losses.
Shavkat Rakhmonov.
Did he get
Michael
stopped?
Chiesa
beat him. That's bad.
He got subbed by Shavkat.
Yeah, I remember that.
He got decision by Chiesa.
But you can't lose to that guy.
But Chiesa's elite.
I like him.
Someone told me
he got KO'd by Ponzinibbio.
KO'd?
Yeah. But that was in 2018.
Yeah, I think. And what's his? He's
subbed by Rafael Dos Anjos.
Everybody was getting subbed.
That's not good. But who is he beat? Who's the best? Who's his biggest win?
He's beaten Johnny Hendricks. He's beaten Carlos Condit. He's beaten Robbie Lawler, Li Jiang Liang. Yeah, I feel you.
He's just
Jeff
like
Neal.
That's a pretty good one.
Daniel Rodriguez, but that's why like the rise is so slow. Like,
it's interesting. I don't think he's like
he don't be active either, so But
I mean, bro, he's pretty fucking active, dog. Like 2-3 fights a year.
That's not a lot.
3 a year?
3 years a lot.
5 or nothing.
None of you talk. You got none this year, bro.
You got none ever.
Okay. Okay.
Crazy.
So
I'm sorry.
It's not wrong. Anyway, so hey, you know what? Next year you better put your money where your mouth is. 5 fights,
bro.
5 fights. 5 fights this year.
5 fights for Ronnie J.
5 fights.
So dude, that's gonna be a good fight though, regardless, because Neil Magny is a good fighter, man.
No, but you don't even get it because he beat Max Griffin.
Max Griffin, of course.
Like he's one of the.
I think honestly though, that Gilbert Burns just fucks him up. Gilbert Burns is a fucking monster.
He's different. He's really. I don't know.
He's just a god.
So I'm gonna say this: Neil Magny he said that he got a chance to train with Hamzat.
Yeah.
And he would have been in over his head in that fight if he would have took that fight
with Hamzat.
He said the only way I can describe it is I fucked around and found out.
That's crazy. Oh yeah, he's losing. I'm sorry. Like that sounds like an L to me.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna win now.
Yeah, like why would you say that?
He's probably being realistic.
He fucked around and found out.
There's a difference between being realistic and oversharing.
I guess he's probably like, I get fucked up by that guy. There's nothing wrong with saying that.
Well, yeah.
You know,
on camera it is.
Because Gilbert Burns, he did some things to
I know, but also maybe this is Neil Magny's 4D chess. Maybe just toss it.
Okay. Nah.
He's playing mind games.
But maybe he did improve from there.
Yeah.
You know, maybe that showed him, yo, this is where I gotta
go. Yeah, he knows the level.
So.
He's playing.
So now
he's playing mind games with Torino.
He leveled up.
He's playing games with them, fucking with his cryptocurrency. Anyway, so we got UFC 283 coming up this weekend, right? Should be awesome. We got. Well, this is pretty much. Well, we got to give a shout out to Life of Fighter, our big sponsor, Coach Mike out there doing Coach Mike stuff. The man, the myth, the legend. Anyway, shout out to or check us out on all our Instacarts, social medias.
Instagram, Mace Hammertime.
I'm ready to get off the air here. So this has been Mace Hammertime, the deadliest man in the known universe. Deuce Almighty, Ronnie J. Hammertime 500. Hammertime out.